It's the inaugural Colonial Conference against Tri-County Challenge. The Haddon Heights Garnets against the Clearview Pioneers here on Comcast Channel 5. Hello everybody, I'm Marc Narducci along with Shawn Leary, and we will get the starting lineups from the public address announcer, Joe Zukowitz.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, announcing the starting lineups. We'll start with Clearview. At guard, a junior, number 1, Nevin Potts. At guard, a sophomore, number 4, Dylan Bowman. At forward, a junior, number 11, Marcus Coates. At guard, a senior, number 20, Kirk Harbaugh. At center, a senior, number 45, Pat Dolan. Clearview is coached by Jim Wilbert, assisted by Phil Stump and Dan Falona. Clearview's record is 9-10 entering today's game. Okay, Haddon Heights. At forward, a junior, number 44, Jeff Pauls. At forward, a junior, number 15, A.J. Tolliver. At guard, junior, number 2, Paul Blocker. At guard, a senior, number 23, Kai Massaquoi. At guard, junior, number 3, Mike Selby. Haddon Heights Garnets are coached by Butch McLean, assisted by Steve Selby.
Garnets of Haddon Heights, and Shawn, glad to be working with you here on an interesting situation. Neither team has made the state tournament, but both of them would like to get to that 500 level. Clearview, as we said by the records, obviously closer to that, so they're playing for a lot this game, even though they won't be in the state tournament.
And both teams are relatively young, Mark, with a lot of upside for next year. I know they're losing some big-time players. Steve Sekula, who didn't even play this year for Clearview, and Haddon Heights, and Kai Massaquoi, who is a senior, also going to be missing from next year's lineup. But both teams relatively young, have a decent bench, and I think this is going to be an interesting game. And what an interesting tournament. And I think this is for a ways to come that finally they're getting a Tri-County Colonial battle. The Olympic Cape Challenge has been going on for a number of years, and I just, I know at the Gloucester County Times are pretty pumped about this tournament, played it up pretty big. I think a lot of people are excited about it.
Pat Dolan, 45 there. A.J. Tolliver, 15 jumping there. You see Paul Armstrong, one of the officials. Also John Polk and Roy Goldfarb will be our officials today. And the other thing about this, we have to mention, Shawn, and we'll mention it a few times today, the proceeds from this event go to the scholarship fund. So both of these leagues doing a really nice job helping the youngsters as well. So Haddon Heights in the goal will start off. Paul Blocker, the point guard. The guy to watch, as you mentioned, is Kai Massaquoi, number 23. He's averaging 23.4 a game, and he's a guy that has some deep range. He has the ball right now.
Yeah, he's come on over the last year and really become a factor in South Jersey.
And there's a three-pointer by A.J. Tolliver. The Heights Garnets take a 3-0 lead.
Tolliver's a star in track, again, getting recruited as a junior by some of the bigger schools, a 2-time conference champion. Leaper, jump to the gym, but he hits a nice shot there on the outside.
That foul was on Jeff Pauls, 44, the 6-foot junior for Heights, is Pat Dolan, number 45. He's a force down there low.
Yeah.
He got his position that time, Shawn. I think Heights could have some problems with him, especially with his physical strength that he has.
It's a shame for Pat, and I don't think he takes it this way. Sometimes he's overlooked because of Sekula and what a big-time player he became. But Dolan's been there right with him every step of the way. He's becoming a factor in most games, a hard worker, a guy underneath that works extremely hard, and he's a nice basketball player. You see him there with a nice little touch. And that's one of the things we've noticed about him through the years is he's got great hands.
There's your score. Haddon Heights 3, Clearview 2. Blocker and Potts, that's going to be a very interesting matchup as we have a foul right there on number 4, Dylan Bowman, reaching in his first.
Yeah, you're right. Blocker and Potts, that's probably the key and interesting matchup here is really who gets into the offense and can flow, create for the teammates. I know Jim Wilbert is extremely high on Nevin Potts as a junior, and Blocker as well, who'll be back again next year as a junior. What an interesting matchup. It's a shame they don't meet up more often, one being in the Colonial, the other in the Tri-County, but a terrific guard matchup.
Actually, they scrimmaged very early in the season, but the makeup of both teams changed. Here's Nevin Potts, very, very quick with the ball. Averages about 7 assists, not a big score. Clearview will be patient offensively. Well, there's Potts. Dolan on the rebound. Dolan goes up strong, and it looked like Pauls was in there again. If that's so, that's a second.
It's going to be tough. Heights doesn't have the height advantage whatsoever. I mean, Clearview's got the big guy with Dolan underneath, and also Marcus Coates, a junior, who they're pretty high on here at Clearview.
Actually, that was Selby reaching in, so his first is there. Dolan misses the first. Dolan averaging 10.3 a game for this Clearview Pioneers team. A team that relies a lot on execution and defense as he hits the free throw, and scores now tied.
I think what you'll see from Dolan, Mark, is over the last 3 years, he's one of the, maybe not the most dominating low post guy in Gloucester or in South Jersey, but he has terrific hands.
That was Massaquoi that time on a great feed by Paul Blocker, hitting him in the back door. That shot is short that time by Bowman. Rebound Massaquoi, and here comes Blocker. Blocker likes to really get things moving. Dishes inside the Pauls. Pauls loses track, and then Tolliver's hit.
Yeah, I think he was hit by Coates.
Marcus Coates, a junior.
Number 11, Marcus Coates.
His first.
And you know, Mark, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, is he has good hands and soft touch on the inside. Is a lot of time these big guys who are 6'4", you know, they're big and physical, and sometimes even as young as sophomores, it's hard for them to get coordinated right away because their body's growing a little bit more fast than you'd say a smaller guy would. So when it touch for basketball, you need touch to shoot, and what'll happen is they don't have that type of touch. He's had it as a sophomore and young, early on.
There you get
See, I don't think we actually saw the foul, but you can trust us, Marcus. Marcus hit him pretty good.
And Tolliver, by the way, Shawn, who's averaging 5.6 a game already, has 5 here. Heights leads at 7-3.
And there's Channel 5's in the house. Look at Potts explode.
Potts explodes that time, but Tolliver on the rejection.
Yeah, you can see his leaping ability. Everybody's on the floor.
Blocker lost at that time. And now we're having a little bit of a turnover fest. Massaquoi with Dolan, and he'll get 2 to the line. Pat Dolan, his first personal foul.
Pass number 45, Pat Dolan.
Massaquoi did a nice job there on the break of using his body to shield off Dolan and force him to foul, going hard to the basket.
You know, it's interesting, Shawn. Massaquoi was not even a starter at the beginning of his junior season. And by about midway through, as you get a look at it again, excellent calls. He was hacked that time. He finally got in the lineup last year about mid-season. They haven't been able to get him out since, and he's been one of the South Jersey's premier scorers. 9-3 Haddon Heights now. Bowman gets it up in pressure. Bowman misses. Coates on the rebound. And Clearview loses it. It'll be Haddon Heights ball.
Pioneer fans should get a little excited. I know they lose Harbaugh and Sekula and Dolan, but you know, guys like Dylan Bowman have really stepped up in Sekula's absence and provided a lot of offense. And Potts has done a terrific job at the point, also a good defender.
Tolliver and Coates, that's a nice matchup too. Pauls, who brings Dolan out. Massaquoi, who can hit from there. That time Bowman almost got the steal. Selby on the jumper. Short, but Pauls with the rebound. Heights still with the ball. Blocker traveled.
Turnovers 3 over 2.
Thought was there, just the hands weren't working with him. You got to dribble before you move. And
Third turnover for Haddon Heights. Selby, if that name sounds familiar, of course his father, Steve Selby, one of the all-time greats at Collingswood, longtime coach at Paul VI in Washington Township, and his brother Steve was an outstanding player here at Haddon Heights as well.
a lot of interesting dads for Haddon Heights.
Bowman on a forced 3, and he makes it. Wow.
He's not shy. That's one of the things that we've seen from Bowman this season, is he's become more aggressive throughout the season. He's got to always remember to take the good shots, and he'll continue to get better. Just a sophomore, but really shown improvement throughout the season already.
And Bowman is covering Massaquoi, so he has it tough on both ends. Pauls to Massaquoi just inside the three-point line, misses, and look at Coates go up for that rebound. Wow.
How tough is that? You're a sophomore and you think, oh, wow, I have to cover Massaquoi, who's, I think he's 5th or 6th in South Jersey in scoring. But that could also do something for your confidence, Mark. I mean, late in the season.
Going from the foul line.
Also can sting a little bit if he goes for 30.
Yeah, well, he's going to get his points. It's just a matter of how hard you make him work. It's the Pioneers now within 1.
That's what I'm talking about. I think college recruits who look at Dolan have to be impressed with his shooting ability.
Massaquoi on the force that time. Potts almost lost it. That was tipped by Haddon Heights. It'll still be Clearview ball.
Good call, Mark. You should be wearing stripes. You were all over that.
Coates on the in ball, found the Potts. Look at Bowman, you're right. He's calling for the ball. He is not shy there. He's trying to come off a pick, and there he is from the three-point line, and he drills it. Dylan Bowman, his second 3, he now has 6 points. And the Pioneers leading 11-9.
He's got the wraparound beard working for him, too.
Clearview had been down by 6, but the Pioneers really come on, turnover, and again, both teams not really taking care of the ball too well. That's a 4th turnover on Heights, 3 on Clearview. 3:02 left here in the first quarter, and it's Clearview. There you see the turnovers. Clearview leading 11-9. The Tri-County teams have been the home team since we're at Glassboro High School. And inside for Haddon Heights is Jared Voges, who just comes in and he ties the score up.
Yeah, Voges is a guy who comes off the bench and he can really light up a scoreboard. A good offensive player.
Voges, a 5'10" junior. Good one here at Glassboro as Bowman dribbles that ball off that time, off of Selby, so it'll still be Clearview ball. 2:33 left here in the first quarter. Oh, Potts thought about it, didn't he? And Blocker with those quick hands on the steal. Boy, Blocker and Potts, there's a lot of quickness. There's Voges. He has not been bashful since he came in. Missed tip. Heights again going up, and Massaquoi is fouled that time by Coates.
2011, Marcus Coates.
That'll be the second on Coates.
9-3.
Coates is a guy who didn't play last year, played as a freshman, played freshman ball now as a junior. He's up at the varsity level.
And you wonder, Shawn, with 2:19 left here in the first quarter with the 2 fouls, if Coates will come out.
Yeah. Just as you say that, he does go to the bench.
Massaquoi going up hard, and he was fouled over the top right there. So Kai Massaquoi going for his 6th point, and he gets it.
He's 4 for 4 and 6 points.
Just Marcus didn't put his body in the right position to pull that rebound down, and Massaquoi stole one from him.
This is Harbaugh, one of the few seniors. You talked about it, Shawn. This is a very young Clearview team.
Harbaugh and Gravenese came into the game as well. Gravenese is a sophomore who plays football along with Harbaugh.
I'll tell you what, Voges is giving Heights a nice off the bench, and there's Selby with the run over his first 2.
Mike Selby for 2.
And the Garnets up by 4, 15-11.
His dad must have taught him how to use that left hand. It's Voges.
Voges on the steal, but he'll go to the foul line for 2. And Voges is really giving this team some energy off the bench.
You see a lot of good teams that have a good scoring threat that comes off the bench, and that's tough. You know, especially, you know, you played good, hard, aggressive defense for 6 minutes, and then a guy comes off the bench and he's, you know, ready to get into the game and give you that extra oomph that he'd get you. I mean, not only on the offensive end, but also in the defensive end, creating a steal there. But he's just got a little bit more hop in his step when you're fresh off the bench and a guy who can score like that.
Averaging 5.9 a game as the Garnets lead 15-11. Voges misses both. And there's Harbaugh. Harbaugh going all the way down. So Kirk Harbaugh hits the scoring sheet for his first 2. Selby very tough off the dribble. Selby off the dribble with the jumper. He hits, and that's his 4th point. Mike Selby. Garnet's leading it. There you see it, 17-13. 1:15 left here in the first quarter. It's been a good one from Glassboro High School. There's Harbaugh with a long forced shot. No foul, and it's Massaquoi the other way. And he misses the dunk. Give Harbaugh a lot of credit for following him down there. And Potts loses the ball, so a little helter-skelter here, Shawn.
Yeah, Massaquoi is going to come out of the game. Coach a little upset, I think, that he missed that dunk because he could have got up and got an easy 2 points with a layup.
That's Butch McLean. He's done a fine job at Haddon Heights in his 11th season with the Garnets.
A couple of veteran coaches here. Wilbert in his 13th season.
Blocker hasn't looked for that shot. Kevin Gallagher, number 20 in the game now for Haddon Heights, a senior. And there is Gallagher with the jumper. That's short. Bowman on the rebound. Bowman's always looking to attack, isn't he?
Oh, good move. Good crossover. Dribbles that out of bounds. Couldn't hold on to it, but he had Blocker.
7 turnovers now for Clearview. By the way, Chad Gravenese into the game for Clearview. Oh, another turnover. Both teams having trouble taking care of the ball.
Good pass back to him. Nice job by Bowman. Sets up to the outside. That was executed perfectly. Now Haddon Heights turnover. Clearview will get the last shot here with 13 seconds left and down by 2.
And that was Dolan. He now has 7.
The big fella, the center, running the break for the Pioneers. I mean, he's not your typical big guy, Mark. He's got a lot of skills athletically. And usually your big guy, he just can't handle the ball well and do those different things. But he handles the ball extremely well and can shoot well.
Yeah, this is an excellent substitution. They got Dolan out of the game right now. They don't want him to pick up another foul. He has one here. Give him a little bit of a break. And Bowman has shown an all-around game here in the first quarter for Clearview. Three-pointer, that was blocked by Bogues that time as Adrian Branch took it, and that is the end of what has been a up-and-down first quarter. Haddon Heights leading 17-15. Back for more right after this. And welcome back. Marc Narducci and Shawn Leary here. Second quarter starting as Haddon Heights leading Clearview. There you see the score, 17-15. Into the game for Heights, sophomore Robert Palmer. And his father was a noted athlete, Paul Palmer, the great former running back at Temple University. And Robert hasn't been much of a scorer, but he's supplied them some defense and some good minutes off the bench. Another turnover that time for the Pioneers.
Wait, Potts is fast, huh? Got great explosiveness with the ball, and he'll get around a defender pretty quickly.
Yeah. Junior Eric Sheridan, number 44, also into the game for Clearview. There you see Gravenese in the backcourt putting on pressure, got his hand on the ball that time. We've seen Gravenese perform a lot on the athletic fields. Massaquoi, who has 6 points, with the runner, and it's good. So give him 8 now, and the Heights leads by 4. Haddon Heights 19, Clearview 15, and they are really pressuring Potts. Gravenese, Bowman, the corner jumper, and Bowman now has 8. Dylan Bowman, who came in averaging slightly more than 10 a game, already with 8. And Massaquoi travels there. Six turnover for Haddon Heights.
Yeah, they're really starting to pressure Potts down. He's going to have to get some help in that backcourt.
Here's Branch, who's come off the bench.
Very good look by Branch.
Absolutely. Tremendous pass, and Eric Sheridan finishes it up, and the score is now tied at 19.
It's one thing about the press. I mean, if you break it properly, you can get an easy basket.
There's Vogues, who's had a very impressive first half. Branch with the rebound. And both teams have been getting impressive play from the players off the bench. Here comes Potts. Potts looking for Gravenese. Gravenese left with it actually before he had it, but then drew the foul.
Clipper's doing a nice job of sending Gravenese and also into the game Eric Sheridan down along the baseline. So once they break the press, if Potts or Branch is able to break the press, they go to the middle of the court. And you see him dish it off to the baseline. And now Gravenese is fouled and goes to the line. There's a chance to give the Pioneers a lead. A little short on that. They can get his legs into it.
Gravenese, a very aggressive player. There's a look at it again, Shawn.
Yeah, you see him going up here. That's all set up by Potts. Breaking the press and dishing off the Gravenese along that baseline.
Gravenese had a year in the Clearview football team had.
Ah, what a great year for the Pioneers, and congratulations to the football team, Coach Pidcock, and all the kids. A team that worked extremely hard. And I've watched football for a number of years, Mark. You have too. And what that team did with what it had was just amazing. And it's not, I mean, Pidcock did a terrific job, and we've done a nice job, I think, congratulating him, but also to the kids too. They worked extremely hard.
Boy, excellent shot right there by Robert Palmer off the dribble, and the Heights takes a 1-point lead. Branch, he'll go right to the basket and tries to dish it off. Gravenese inside, he misses, but he keeps fighting for it. Branch with the rebound.
Branch going up a little timid with that. I think he had the shot there if he just went up himself.
Boy, Palmer very athletic, giving Potts a lot of trouble defensively there, and we have an offensive foul. Looks like Gravenese.
Yeah, good call.
Fouls number 33, Jack Gravenese.
I'm going to take a look at the push by Gravenese, playing a little football. Speaking of football.
We talked about Clearview, the winners of the Tri-County Conference, going undefeated in Royal Division play.
Look at Potts just pestering the ball.
There's almost backcourt there. He almost had both feet.
Yeah, he did.
One foot. There's Selby. Selby looking inside Massaquoi. Palmer, who is not bashful, misses, and there's Gravenese on the rebound.
Very athletic, small team for Haddon Heights. I mean, across the board, not only the team that's in there now, but they don't have any height whatsoever, but they make that up with quickness and tremendous team speed.
Branch has shown he's not afraid to penetrate, misses that time, and outstanding rebound that time by Tolliver. Tolliver, who scored early, trying to get his rhythm back here. Heights up by 1, 21-25, 10 and counting left here in the second quarter. Palmer looked for it. Selby and
job
one.
by Selby.
So Mike Selby, who came into the game averaging 5.7 points, already has 6.
Goes up hard. He's a little bit of strength to deny Bowman with a steal.
You know, that's Bowman's second foul, so you wonder again if Coach Jim Wolbert will leave him in there. There you see the team fouls. Clearview 7-3. Selby short, Gravenese the rebound. Heights by 3, 4:55 left here in the second quarter of the Colonial Tri-County Challenge. Great concept. Bowman for 3. That's way off. There's Pauls. Selby looking for the transition to Massaquoi. Massaquoi takes Branch off the dribble, goes to the basket, misses. Tolliver on the rebound. And A.J. Tolliver now has 7 points.
The Haddon Heights isn't big. Boy, they can jump. Massaquoi and Tolliver, they can get up.
Potts called the timeout. Paul Armstrong saying, I heard you.
Timeout. We go to break.
Potts is a nice kid. I mean, he's a good athlete, but I mean, he's that type of kid you like to have a program around. He works hard in school. He's a good kid, real coachable. You have leaders like that on your team, Mark, and you've seen a number of sports programs in here. The real successful ones, don't they always have good leadership? I mean, the championship type teams, It starts with good leadership, and those are the kids that you build around. Guys like Anthony Scarrato, who was at West Effort for a couple years, it's kind of almost like infectious, where it spreads throughout the whole entire team, and whatever team he gets on, whether it be football or baseball or whatever team, it seems like that team is successful.
Well, you talked about Potts' character. The only thing is he's been known a little bit as a thief in basketball. He's averaging 7 steals a game. So I
guess that's the only thing in question.
Yeah, Potts has picked a few pockets here. So Clearview, Shawn, suddenly finds itself down by 5, 25-20. Critical point right now for the Pioneers. We mentioned Clearview, a hard luck team, not making the tournament for the first time in 5 years. And it's Butch McLean there, calling out instructions for Haddon Heights. But the Pioneers, Shawn, have lost 4 games by 2 points or fewer.
And a couple games by 3 or 4 points. I mean, I mean, they're so close games, not knowing how to finish. They've had leads in some of those games and just haven't finished. And Wilbert believes that's not having Steve Sekula in that leadership.
Dolan on the turnaround jumper, and he gets the Pioneers within 3. And Dolan now has 9 points. Yeah, Steve Sekula, 6'3" senior, he was getting some, they were saying that West Point was on the schools looking at him, but tore his ACL in October. He said he's been working very, very hard to get back. There's Gravenese on the pass, misses, Massaquoi rebound.
He changed his shot right there, and I don't think there's anybody from Haddon Heights that's going to be physical enough to challenge Gravenese. I mean, Gravenese is a big, strong kid in there. That's a spot where he can feel confident going up himself. 9 points now for Tolliver. And
Tolliver did a great job not committing the charge. There's Potts as Selby gets in the way. No call that time, and Potts gets his first field goal.
That's a good no call. Selby was a little late getting over. He was looking for the charge, but just a little too late.
Turnover Heights. This is the pace Heights is used to playing. But Clearview certainly adapting as Branch gets his first field goal of the game, and the Pioneers within 1 at 27-26.
Yeah, Branch sometimes a little tentative going up with a basketball. I mean, he's got the ability to score, especially out on that break. Once he gains that confidence, just a junior, he'll come back next year and be a force offensively because he has some good open court skills.
Wow, they're calling Massaquoi on the charge that time. It's at the 8th turnover for Haddon Heights.
Yeah, there you say them, both of them at 8 apiece. That's a little sloppy with the ball, but also, Mark, that's also good defense. Both these teams, they don't sit back in a zone and really let things come to you. They come and pressure, and they're going to force turnovers. Both teams play very tough defensively.
Shawn, that foul came with 2:47 left. Now, that's Massaquoi's second. We'll see if Butch McLean looks like he's going to stay with him the rest of this half. Obviously, they hope he doesn't pick up his third, and that time the foul was on Paul Blocker as Potts got by him. Those two have been well acquainted this first half. Now Bowman with the 2 fouls comes back in. Branch, who gave them good minutes, back to the bench.
He did a nice job coming off. Clearview's going 10 deep so far today. I think they've had 4 or 5 guys come off the bench.
There you see,
Blocker, tight defense.
Got ahead of Blocker.
Body. There you see Potts. What explode? He is quick with the basketball.
And Blocker's not exactly a slow poke either. There's Dolan on the turnaround jumper that time. Dolan on the rebound, and he is hacked. Now, was that Massaquoi in there?
Yeah, that was Massaquoi.
That was number 23, Kai Massaquoi.
Wow, that's his third.
Clearview, number 45.
That's Massaquoi's third, so he's going to have to. Shawn Tinley also into the game for Haddon Heights.
See how Dolan goes up strong here? This is what I'm talking about with Gravenese, too. Haddon Heights isn't strong enough underneath for you not to go hard at him. And Dolan does a nice job of being the big guy and going hard to the rim. That's one of the concerns for the Haddon Heights coaching staff.
Dolan already with his 10-point reaches his season average. And, we talked about Massaquoi, the gamble they take keeping him in, Shawn. He's got the 3rd foul, and now he is on the bench.
One of Clearview's best defensive players, Justin Betterson's not here tonight. Might have been able to help them out with Massaquoi, but Massaquoi's done the Pioneers a favor picking up 3 fouls. He's going to be on the bench.
And with 2:17 left, score all tied at 27. With the way Haddon Heights gets up and down the court, I think if you're Jim Wilbert, you're pretty happy with the score at this point, being below the 30s.
Yeah, that's when Heights can score a lot of points, but if you can break that press, they're not strong underneath. Not sure what's going on here.
Now there's some delay here. You wonder if this is going to upset Dolan on the foul line. He's been standing there without the ball for a while. Nope, doesn't upset him. He has 11 points, and Clearview has a 1-point lead. 28-27, 2:16 and counting here in the first half.
It's just uncanny how many times, the Pioneer fans know what I'm talking about. How
Matt
many
Carrera-
times
Matt
Dolan,
Carrera in the game.
Sorry.
Excuse me, Shawn.
Sorry. How many times Dolan's shot hits the rim and goes in? Pioneer fans know what I'm talking about. He just got that shooter's touch. And whatever, it hits the rim a couple times, but always drops.
There's Jim Wolbert on his knees there. Pioneers up by 1, 2 minutes left here in the first half. It's been a good one between two very evenly matched teams. And that turnover that time is Branch couldn't get a hold of it.
Coach Wolbert's probably begging for a break. I mean, he's had a tough season with the injuries. Harbaugh and Gravenice nicked up at the beginning of the season. Steve Sekula goes down with an ACL. Coates dislocated shoulder in the beginning of the year. Lose 4 or 5 games by 2 points.
Vogues trying to go into Pauls, and there's a steal. Branch coming the other way. Harbaugh thought
Nice
about the
fake, yeah.
three, but then pulled up. Showed some great discipline that time, and Kirk Harbaugh has his second field goal and 4 points.
Froze the defender on the perimeter. Was able to go up underneath and get a much easier shot for himself. Nice job by Harbaugh, being patient, not settling for the outside jumper.
Pauls that time was looking to get it to Vogues, threw it out of bounds.
You can see when Massaquoi comes out of the game that Haddon Heights is not in sync with each other, and that's why him being on the bench with 3 fouls really puts this game in favor of the Pioneers.
Harbaugh thought about shooting, but got into Dolan, and Vogues with the foul that time. And now Clearview will be in the 1-on-1.
Foul number 12, Jared Vogues. At the line for Clearview, number 45.
See, look at the tape. Nice job by Harbaugh going inside to Dolan, and Haddon Heights surrounds him, but again, don't have the strength inside to stay with Dolan.
Now, and you'd think Clearview will continue to kick it inside to him as Dolan hits again, and the Pioneers extend their lead to 4, 31-27. Dolan already with 12 points.
They got him listed as a sophomore. I bet you Coach Wolbert would like to have that correct. Maybe if he could just keep the Channel 5 coming on the screen, people think he's still a sophomore.
I'll tell you, there's Carrero playing defensively, 35 at the top of this press, and Heights has had some problems throwing it over him. He's coming off the bench and giving them some problems defensively, and just as we said that, he makes a steal.
Sounds like you know what you're talking about, Mark, right? That sounds like that happened. Gravenice was doing it earlier as well, and you're right. Haddon Heights has struggled handling the basketball. I wonder why they're not getting it into blockers' hands, just letting him try and dribble his way up court.
That time it was on Harbaugh, the foul. There you see it. And Vogues has been very, very aggressive off the bench. Looking for his third point. Heights down by 5, 32-27.
In the game for Haddon Heights, number 15, A.J. Tolliver.
Tolliver comes back into the game for Palmer. Yeah, you talked about really both teams have gone a lot to their bench here in this first half. Wow, Vogues has had problems at the free throw line now. 0 for 4. Blocker with a tremendous steal that time. Blocker up. Tolliver looked like he walked and may have gotten away with some steps. But A.J. Tolliver with the basket has 11 points, and the Garnets trail by 3, 32-29. Dolan with a nice first step that time, and Pat Dolan has been unstoppable. 15 points for Pat Dolan here in the first half.
Bowman almost got that from laying in the down position. He almost was able to steal it again.
Tolliver missed the 3. Pauls almost was able to run it down, but couldn't, so it'll be the Pioneers with 9 seconds left and holding a 3-point lead, 34.
I don't know if you noticed this, Mark, but Clearview's doing a better job.
Make that 5-point lead, excuse me.
Clearview's doing a nicer job of handling the press. What they're doing is they're dribbling through it. Haddon Heights is passing and looking to pass, and with some of these smaller guys, Clearview's put guys like Carrera and Gravenice, some of the bigger guys in the backcourt, and they're really disrupting that passing game.
Bowman inside to Dolan, and he gets it. So Clearview takes its biggest lead, 7 points at halftime, 36-29. Dolan's had a whale of a half with 17 first half points.
That's Russ Winsett right there.
Russ, of course, the coach of Glassboro, and Glassboro's been a tremendous host for this Colonial Tri-County Conference matchup today. So we're at halftime as Jim Wolbert has to be happy with his Clearview team as the Pioneers leading 36-29. And ready to begin the third quarter. There you see the score and the leading scorers in the first half. Dolan dominating things with 17 points. Tolliver 11. Kai Massaquoi with 8, but 3 personal fouls. Got that with under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. And Dylan Bowman has chipped in with 8 points on 2 3-pointers. So Haddon Heights finds itself down by 7 as we get started for the third quarter.
Yeah, and they're going to need Massaquoi to stay in this game to be able to compete with the Pioneers. You can see where he went out of the game. 14-2 run in the final 3:28 of the first half for the Pioneers. And most of that coming with Massaquoi on the bench.
And Clearview showing a zone now. It looks like a 2-3, and Haddon Heights trying to adjust to things here. Blocker, who's running things from the point. Again, Blocker and Potts had quite a matchup in that first half. Selby can't get his hand on the ball, but Massaquoi was right there. So Haddon Heights thrown a little bit off his rhythm with this zone right now, Shawn. Trying to be a little patient.
Well, you know, in a coaching battle, you always want to make adjustments, Mark, and that's a determination of a good coach who can make adjustments.
There's Tolliver off the glass that time, and Tolliver now has 13 points.
But I always like a coach who has some forward thinking and says, let's take a step ahead and make the coach have to adjust and make the players have to adjust. And that's what Wolbert did coming out in the second half in a zone, showing them a different look and forcing Haddon Heights to make the adjustments.
Wow, there was Tolliver that time, and Dolan held his ground, and now it's Clearview coming the other way. Pioneers turn it over. Massaquoi up, didn't get control. Now it is Haddon Heights ball.
A little sloppy by the Pioneers. Take a look
There's
at
the first half stats, Shawn. Look at the rebounding edge for the Pioneers.
Yeah, 14-7. They own the inside. And you look at Dolan, he filled it up with the 17 points. The turnovers just about even. Free throws even, and three-point shooting. Everything's just about even, including the percentage, but Clearview up by 5.
Selby for 3. And Mike Selby now has 9 points, and all of a sudden Haddon Heights is within 2 as the Garnets have outscored Clearview 5-0 to start this third quarter. Here's Harbaugh looking to go inside. Massaquoi gets his hand on it. He missed a dunk earlier, and he won't dunk it this time.
He sat on the bench. He tried for that dunk last time. He doesn't. He spent enough time on the bench in the first half.
So the Garnets start off on a 7-0 run. They're tied the score at 36, and Clearview calls a timeout.
You can see a couple of laughs over there on that Haddon Heights bench. Massaquoi kind of joking with Coach about how he came out of the game when he missed that dunk. You see Wolbert trying to do a little preaching right now as he came out with that zone, but he finds his team having to make adjustments on the offensive end as they've struggled to keep possession of the ball.
Well, what Haddon Heights did was didn't force things against the zone. Shawn saw it, pulled out, took a little bit of time to get its sets going, and the Garnets have adjusted with the first 7 points here in the third quarter, and we're now tied at 36.
I still like Wolbert's decision. You throw things out there and see what happens. See how your team adjusts to it. See how other teams can adjust. If it's not working, you change it up a little bit. Maybe you go back. But maybe you stymie, Haddon Heights on the offensive end. You showed them a look during the first half. Right? You have the opposing coach adjusting at halftime, telling his kids what to do. You throw a different look at them, and you're like, wait a second. We just went into halftime trying to adjust for this. This is the man-to-man that they had in the first half. Now we have to work on the zone on the fly. And sometimes it works for a team.
We mentioned Clearview started out with an 8-9 record, or excuse me, a 9-10 record coming in, but the Pioneers have won 2 in a row over Woodstown and Delsey, beating Delsey just the other night, 61-44.
Yeah, it's just about under a 500 record mark. That's pretty impressive for what the Pioneers had to deal with.
Boy, Potts did a nice job saving the ball that time to Harbaugh, and Heights looking to trap. There's Bowman, who's not bashful from 3, and a great rebound by Tolliver over to Selby. Boy, Tolliver really skied that time. Massaquoi for 3. And Kai Massaquoi now has Haddon Heights has scored the first 10 points here in the 3rd quarter, and Clearview throws the ball out for another turnover. 13th turnover for the Pioneers.
Haddon Heights with a little run of its own coming out here in the 2nd half. You saw the 14-2 run the Pioneers were on. Now Heights with a run of its own. How about the Haddon Heights girls team getting knocked off for the first time this year by Williamstown in this tournament? You know, the boys have the Tri-County Colonial tournament. I don't know if we've really talked too much about this, but coming into today, the boys had a 4-2 advantage. The Tri-County versus Colonial teams, they match them up according to where they are in the standings. They try to match up, you know, the top teams with the other top teams, the 2nd place teams, and so on. The girls owned a 5-2 advantage over the Tri-County Conference. I'm talking about the Colonial. 5-2 for the Colonial on the girls' side. One of those losses was Haddon Heights. Williamstown beat the Garnets, who was undefeated.
Blocker gets on the scoreboard. He makes 1 out of 2. And it's now been an 11-0 run for Haddon Heights. Harbaugh faked the shot, turnover again. Good steal that time by Tolliver. Blocker looking to keep up the pace. Massaquoi for 3.
It's a matter of time before Massaquoi starts filling it up. Now with a 7-point lead.
He now has 16, and he's heating it up now. 2 threes and a 2-pointer here in this quarter. Ball still Clearview. So it was 36-29 at halftime, is now 43-36.
Yeah, I think the scoreboard's wrong here in this gym, Mark. I think it's 40-36. The Garnets with the lead. Oh,
and
almost
Dolan
getting that one to go
fouled
down.
that time.
To the line. 5 for 6, 17 points.
He's wondering where's that shooter's touch. Bounced a few times on the rim and out.
5 for 6. Yes, 5 for 6.
Yeah, the matchup of the number 1s on the girls' side went to Williamstown. Matchup on the boys of the number 1, Salem and Collingswood.
So Dolan gets Clearview's first point of the 2nd half.
That's Massaquoi. That's a big foul, Mark. Massaquoi with his 4th foul going to the bench with 4:35. You can mark that number down because we'll see what the Pioneers can do now.
So it's now 40-38. Selby, he'll be patient. Clearview looking to trap out there. Harbaugh gets the steal and couldn't hold on to it. And then commits the foul. Or make that the Coates that time. That's his 3rd.
Chad Garvinese going to come into the game.
He brought some energy in the first half. Heights looking to pass off. Selby, that's for 2. Way short that time. And here comes Potts. Potts going all the way. Forced it.
Yeah, forced it there. I mean, trying to get through 2 Haddon Heights defenders.
And Vogt forced it
does
too.
the same thing, yeah.
Yep, Dolan on the rebound. Heights by 2, 40-38.
It's almost like playing cards. You got to know when to fold them sometimes. And even though you're out on that break and it's so tempting to try and go in and finish it, sometimes you got to realize when it's a better idea just to try and establish the possession, get a better looking shot if you set up in your half-court game.
Ah, they're
Yeah,
calling Tolliver on the foul that time.
It's a good call. Tolliver might have got him with a body. See, out to Gravenese. Tolliver going for the ball. Kind of, she's shouldering him right there. Going to shoulder him. Gravenese is used to that in the football game.
You know, I wonder when they're going to find out that the scoreboard is off. Still has it at 43, but it is 40.
Yeah, it's a wonder no one has
said anything. There's Bowman for three. He's short. And that'll be Heights ball. So Clearview here in the second half just has 2 Pat Dolan free throws. That's it. Horrible is called for the charge. You know what? We have to say this. The scoreboard is correct. It is 43-38. 43-38. We've had some problems here, but it is 43-38. Is getting some medical attention down there.
Massaquoi was firing up three-pointers in a hurry, and I think we might have missed one. I always blame it on the crowd. You know, the crowd gave us some bad information. And you never blame it on yourself. But all else fails, blame it on a kid in the crowd. Either that or the computers.
Selby took a little shot that time. He'll be coming to the sidelines.
Well, one of the things that's worked for Haddon Heights really is sitting back in the zone and firing up some three-pointers. Clearview came out in the zone to start the second half, and Haddon Heights had some open looks. Massaquoi buried a couple of them. But he's on the bench with 4 fouls. The Pioneers need to be able to take advantage of that.
I'll tell you what, though, even without Massaquoi, they have not been shy about putting up shots. I mean, Tolliver with 13 points here. Potts almost with the steal, showing his quickness that time.
Referee's got a little help from Grant Shivers, the Woodbury AD in attendance. Helping him out with the balls a little bit. Grant's a pretty good sports guy in Gloucester County, Mark. Well-known sports figure. AD at Woodbury. Pretty good athletic career in the county as well.
Palmer with the jumper for 3.
But they're hitting the outside shot right now. Palmer, Massaquoi too early on. Vogue.
Palmer now has 5. There you see it, Haddon Heights. 46-38. What an impressive third quarter here for Haddon Heights. Clearview has just scored 2 points. Potts that time misses. Here comes Vogue. Tolliver challenges that time. Dolan held his ground. Clearview looking for an easy basket of some kind, but Gravenese will get called for the charge. His second foul.
Yeah, he dipped the shoulder in and picked up the charge there on Jeff Pauls. Pauls held his ground. See here, Gravenese is going to go in, bang, initiate the contact. You can see him there when he leans in. That's a good call. Heights didn't like it.
Heights has outscored Clearview 17-2. There's Pauls. That's not a 3, but it's a 2 for Jeff Pauls. That's his first field goal. 2
They're
points.
just not missing from the outside. Haddon Heights building a 10-point lead in the third quarter here.
Dolan, very strong inside. And he gets 2 more. He now has 21, and the only 4 points for Clearview as the Pioneers within 8.
Blocker almost got the push there. Yeah, that's a foul on Potts. Good call, but he could have got an offensive foul on Blocker. I think he used that left arm to kind of knock Potts off the ball. Watch his left arm there. Does he get? Yeah, definitely a push there. Not called. Potts gets the foul.
So Dolan will go to the bench for Clearview with just 58 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Heights up by 8. You don't think with 50 seconds that the Garnets would go for the last shot. It doesn't seem to be in the Heights' makeup. Haddon Heights likes to put the ball up there. We'll see. There's Tolliver, blocker. Out to Vogues for 3. Vogues follows a shot, gets the rebound. Vogues misses. Tolliver battles. And Haddon Heights continues to battle on the boards. It'll be the Garnets' ball with 29 seconds left. I don't know if that was Gravenese, but Paul Armstrong called a technical.
You don't mess with Paul Armstrong. Seriously, you don't mess with Paul Armstrong. Paul Armstrong takes control of the court. Whether he makes a bad call and you don't like his call, Paul Armstrong's a veteran official here that you don't like to hear anything. I mean, he just takes command. You can see Wilbert. He's trying to ask for some help. Paul's going to come over.
So it'll be Paul Blocker who has 1 point on 1 for 2 free throws there. Look at your officials, and there is Paul Armstrong to the right there, your screen.
And I like him too. I like a ref like that, Mark, that takes total command and says, this is it, and this is how it's going to be, and don't even bother. Don't even bother trying to argue one of my calls, because I'll tee you up in a heartbeat.
So, of course, Heights with the tee, and also will get the ball as Blocker hits the first.
You know not to mess with him when he takes the glasses off too. That's when you better back down.
Blocker hits 1 of 2. He's now hit 2 of 4 for the game, but the Garnets lead by 9 with 29 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
I thought he was going to tee me up early on. The first quarter. I told him he was having a good game. He came over and looked at me and said, "What'd you say, boy?" He was ready to give me the tee.
Now if you're Haddon Heights, I think you have to go for the last shot here. There's 29 seconds left. Palmer will inbound right in front of us.
Pioneer's probably a little frustrated too, Mark. You know, you have a nice 5-point lead. You're not able to do anything here in the third quarter. Haddon Heights is hitting everything from the outside.
Palmer again on the inbounds. Branch is in the game for Clearview as well. Branch defending the inbound pass. 18 seconds to go. Heights by 9, 49-40. Blocker in no hurry. And there's Potts. Potts with the steal. We talked about he averages 7 a game. And that time he scores his second basket, 4 points. And the Pioneers within 7. And there's a foul by Gravenese that time as he hits Vogues.
Number 33.
That's his third.
He's going to come in off the bench and play aggressive, pick up fouls for you. But one of the things we did see about him in the first half is he plays very aggressive and he can create some turnovers and havoc. He was able to do that off the bench early. 49-42 here.
Misses the front end of the 1-and-1 that time, and the clock winds down. But it's been quite a third quarter for Haddon Heights, which trailed by 7 at halftime and now leads by 7, 49-42 as we get ready for the fourth quarter. And welcome back as we get ready for the fourth quarter. There you see it, the Garnets up by 7, 49-42. And Shawn, if you're Clearview, totally outplayed in that third quarter, 20-6. From a positive standpoint, you're still down by 7. I mean, the Pioneers still in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Haddon Heights just shot lights out. I mean, they were hitting everything from the outside, and they were able to not only regain a lead that they lost in that second quarter, but they built it up to 7. You can see them grossly outscoring the Pioneers there, 20-6. And that's coming with Massaquoi on the bench for almost half of that quarter. Massaquoi, the leading scorer for the Haddon Heights Garnets, and he's also, I believe he's number 5 in South Jersey in scoring, 5 or 6.
Well, Pat Dolan is keeping Clearview in the game, and he is back in the game. He went out late in the third quarter, but he has 21 of the Pioneers' 42 points. And Shawn, I'm no math major, but that to me is half of them.
Yeah.
Coates will take it out. Dangerous pass that time is Harbaugh. Potts, who had that big steal near the end of the half. Dolan inside, and he's fouled. That time by Gallagher. Just the third foul this half by Haddon Heights.
See, I mean, they have really, Haddon Heights has no other choice but to foul Dolan or give up an easy two, because I mean, you can see him right there. It's just way too easy for him underneath. Haddon Heights doesn't have the bodies underneath to be able to compete with Dolan. You can see not only to get the foul there, but Clearview now pulls within 5, a chance to pull within 4. Dolan's able to hit it.
And one that time. That was on Gallagher again, so he picks up 2 quick ones. Dolan connects, and Clearview now within 4.
They're going to get Selby in for Gallagher now. Selby looks like he's all right. He came out of the game for a little bit.
And Clearview showing some pressure, Shawn, right now. And gets the turnover. Heights, which did not have a turnover in the third quarter, as Potts. Heights in a man-to-man. Harbaugh on the jumper. And Clearview all of a sudden is within 2. 49-47.
Massaquoi still on the bench with 4 fouls.
Vokes tries to go behind his back that time. Another turnover. Harbaugh to tie it. And 1.
Wow.
As Pauls fouls him that time.
Yeah, that's Pauls. Pauls is going to be called for, I believe, his 4th foul. And Haddon Heights is going to call a timeout here with his score equal at 49. And Harbaugh is going to go to the line to try to give Clearview the lead. Remember, with Massaquoi on the bench, that is a huge, huge foul early or late, midway through that third quarter. Early, late, midway, one of them times.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Shawn. I don't think he's going to stay on the bench very long.
No, whether he's in the game or out of the game, if you're going to start losing the game, you might as well get him in there.
The other thing is, Harbaugh had 4 points in the first 3 quarters. He has 4 already here in the 4th.
He's had some nice looks, and that's created by Potts, moving the ball in a hurry on the outside, trying to work the perimeter. He's able to find Harbaugh, gets an open shot, and then defensively, the Pioneers are starting to create a couple of turnovers like they did in the second quarter.
It's interesting because this has been a real game of runs, and Clearview has scored the first 7 points, and just as we said it, Mr. Massaquoi back in the game. Heights outscored 13-9 since Massaquoi left the game. Harbaugh now looking to put the Pioneers back in the lead. So Clearview now, this has been a crazy game, seesaw, and the Pioneers have continued to put the pressure.
Yeah, 7 lead changes in this game, Marc.
Tolliver thought about it. Here's Blocker. He won't take it from that far out. Plus he has Potts battling him.
Boy, Potts is such a terrific defender.
They're going to sleep well tonight, both of those two. They've been working hard here today. Massaquoi actually looking to operate down low. Clearview foul that time, a push.
Fouls on number 11, Marcus Coates.
And that'll be the 4th on Coates.
Heights shooting 1-1.
A couple people in foul trouble on both teams here.
At the line of 15, A.J. Tolliver.
None more important than Massaquoi. We're going to closely watch that now. See if Clearview tries to take advantage and go right at Massaquoi on the offensive end, try to draw that 5th personal.
See,
There's a lid on that basket for Haddon Heights.
Sometimes you can get out of your game by doing that too, though. You know, instead of just running your offense, if you're trying to just foul one guy out, I think Clearview's just going to try to get the open shot, continue to hit the hot hand, and there's Dolan for 2. Dolan now with 26 points. And the Pioneers up by 3. What a comeback for Clearview. And just as this game has shown, Heights probably will make another run. There's Potts on the quickness again. Potts makes the layup, and Haddon Heights, I think, needs a timeout right here. 54-49 Clearview, and Bowman called for the block that time.
Oh, you're right, Potts is a thief. He's going to be stating the case right here tonight for becoming one of those Defender of the Year type players. See him come up.
Now, is that the 4th or the 5th on Bowman? It must be the 4th because they're obviously not calling him out. But Haddon Heights still yet to score here in the 4th quarter.
Well, he got assessed another foul when he was teed up. That counts as a foul. From the free throw line, at least, there's absolutely a lid for Haddon Heights. They cannot get a free throw to go down. Maybe they'll just step behind the arc the way they've been shooting it here in the second half and try to just shoot from three-point land, because the free throw line has been very unkind to the Garnets here. You see Clearview. 12-0 run here in this 4th quarter. Has them up by 5.
Timeout as Clearview couldn't get the ball in that time. Good defense by Haddon Heights. How about the game Pat Dolan has? 26 out of the 54 points for Clearview, and he's operated well down low, Shawn, but he's also shown that nice medium-range shot of his.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he probably doesn't get the credit that he deserves. He's a terrific low post guy, but just a soft touch around the rim. He's got a terrific jump shot. He's good from the free throw line. He puts himself in good position. You can see 8 for 9 from the free throw line, 26. 9 of 11 field goals today, and that is just an outstanding game for him, and it really a place where you can showcase your skills. You know, a lot of people looking on. You got a lot of coaches and ADs inside the building to come and watch this event. A chance to gain some recognition and respect among your peers.
By the way, the game before the cutoff date, when Clearview ended up 8 and 9, they lost to Cumberland 76-74. You know the Pioneers would love to have that game back.
Well, there's a few of them. I mean, they had leads in some of these games in the 4th quarter by 4 and 5 points and just couldn't simply hold on to the lead. This is a team that proves that it can play with just about anybody. They just can't seem to finish.
I'll tell you what, Potts is just giving so much energy. That time, no foul called, and a reach in as Tolliver gets the rebound on Potts.
Potts a little out of control that time. After he gets a little frustrated with it.
That's a good job by Tolliver, really holding his ground that time.
Tolliver might have got away with one there, too. He might have hit Potts on the arm.
And since this is the 10th foul, this will be 2 shots for Tolliver here. Tolliver with 13 points, Shawn, but 11 at halftime. So Tolliver looking to get some momentum going here.
Gravity's going to come in for Coates.
And Tolliver gets Haddon Heights' first points of the 4th quarter.
See if that stops the bleeding, or is it just a Band-Aid for Haddon Heights, because they've really struggled on the offensive end in this 4th quarter.
Heights down by 4. Now we'll see if the Garnets look like they're going to put a little pressure on Clearview here. Gravenese to inbound. Clearview up 54-50. 5:50 left here in the 4th quarter. Branch being pressured, and Selby is called for the foul.
I think Clearview's more effective if they try to dribble through or around the press. You know, they've had some success after they break it even. They're able to get down to that baseline and get some easy scores. Brandt's going to be shooting 1-on-1 here with a 4-point lead. Branch, a junior.
Branch with just 2 points, a second quarter field goal, but he's been one of the players that's given them some good production off the bench here, especially defensively. There are the officials: Paul Armstrong, John Polk, Roy Goldfarb. Paul Armstrong walking toward us.
5'8", 145.
Now it's going to come down, Shawn, to free throws. I mean, both teams into the penalty, misses the front end of the 1-on-1, and Tolliver with the rebound.
This is where I think Clearview becomes a little tight, Mark, because they've lost games late.
Massaquoi, that's for 2. And again, a battle inside. It looked like Tolliver that time.
Well, it would have happened to hit the wire up top.
Oh, okay.
And that's considered out of play, and that is why Clearview will get the ball. That wasn't actually fouled. They just
good to have young eyes here on the crew. And Gravenese calls the timeout as everybody was covered.
Timeout, Clearview.
This, I'm telling you, Clearview will get a little tight if they don't score here in this 5:34.
So with 5:34 left, the Clearview Pioneers leading the Haddon Heights score, and it's 54-50. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back. Clearview breaking the press that time. Potts had a tremendous floor game there. Gravenese with his back to the basket. There's Harbaugh for 2.
Harbaugh's found his shot here in the second half. That's a couple of jumpers that he's been able to hit.
Well, he's got 7, Shawn, here in the fourth quarter, and he only had 4 entering the period. That was a 2-pointer just inside the 3-point line. Clearview up 6.
Haddon Heights had a 3-on-1, but just because Dolan was in the middle, Selby he was forced to throw it to the outside.
Wow, there's Potts again on the steal. Harbaugh with the layup. So Kirk Harbaugh has 9 points here in the third quarter, and the Pioneers up by 8. I don't know how.
See if he
or
dribbles
fourth
through
quarter
it.
make that. Massaquoi for 3. And Kai Massaquoi gets the first field goal for Haddon Heights here in the fourth quarter. And just when you think the Garnets are out of it, they get within 5. 19 points now for Massaquoi. 4:31 left.
He's 3 of 3 here from the 3-point arc in the second half. Massaquoi starting to find a shot, but one of the things he's struggled with is being able to stay on the court with those 4 fouls. We're here at Glassboro. This is one of the sites. They had sites also at Kingsway and Sterling.
By the way, Clearview, as we talked about, looking to try to get a winning record or a 500 record at least this year. Won't be an easy end of the season schedule. Deptford, Kingsway, Clayton, Salem, and Timber Creek. So then again, it hasn't been that easy to this point, so why anything new? And there's Potts on a deep pass that time. Tries to save it, turnover as Selby steals it. And there's Potts again. And they're going to call Haddon Heights for the foul as Potts and Butch McLean does not believe it. Butch McLean can't believe it as Pauls gets called for the foul.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's not happy to say the least.
Nevin Potts now, 3rd foul on Pauls.
First attempt. Yeah, right.
You know, Shawn, we said Potts had averaged 7 steals a game, and I bet he's close to that if he hasn't surpassed that average here.
When you hear something like that, you think maybe somebody, maybe the managers are making a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you watch him play and you say, you know what? He probably does average 7 steals a game.
No, you see him play and you say, that sounds a little low.
Yeah, he's so fast and gets to the ball. His hands are so quick, even dribbling. So there's so many different ways that he's going to be able to steal the ball from you. He's just a terrific defender. One of the things he has to do is in between his junior and senior season is to cut down on his turnovers.
Right.
And to play within himself. He sometimes seems like he's a little too quick. And it might not be his fault. It might be he's just playing with slower players, and sometimes you got to slow yourself down a little bit.
Turnover Heights, Clearview up by 6. Potts actually not in a hurry and actually threw it behind Bowman that time, just as you said, Shawn, about cutting down the turnover.
Right, and it's somebody who knows that is Shannon Gant from Woodbury. Shannon Gant sometimes has to keep herself in control because she plays at such a high level that, you know, she's playing with girls who are not as at high level that she is. So sometimes she creates turnovers and has to bring it, kind of reel it back in. And but she's such a terrific player that on the college level you expect her to flourish.
Well, that was a tough play that time. Heights trying to go pick and roll. Dolan's picked up the steal. And Clearview right now should not be in the total hurry with 3:48 and up by 6 left. Not to say that Clearview should stall. Oh, there's a forced pass.
Yeah.
Hey, you're right about Potts. He's got to play a little bit more under control. He's got terrific skill. And the other thing you want to see him work on between now and next year is that jump shot of his a little bit.
Yeah, and not be afraid to go up and shoot it. But he is a tough player. If he can complete that game and being at the point guard position, boy, that would really help the Pioneers. And every time a coach or an opponent would come in, they'd be afraid to go up against this guy because he is such a factor defensively.
Pauls misses the first, and that is the 4th personal foul on Potts. And you wonder, Shawn, if that's going to take away some of his aggressiveness.
Yeah, it's going to. It's got to a little bit.
Pauls misses both. Great job by Tolliver keeping it in. So Haddon Heights seemingly with another life. Garnet's down by 6, but have really struggled here in the second half. McAvoy for 3. No. Horrible rebound.
Potts got away with one there. He could have been called for his 5th foul. There's still 3 minutes left. Got to be careful. The defensive end get it into Dolan.
There's Dolan inside. He now is 28. Wow. Dolan has been unstoppable inside, and Clearview up 61-53.
For those coming to see Massaquoi, found that Dolan has been the player of this game so far. 28 points.
Tolliver for 3.
Tolliver showing some range.
Just when you count Haddon Heights out, 17 points for Tolliver. Just when you count them out, the Garnet's within 5. 2:32 left.
We saw what they're capable of in the 3rd quarter, so Pioneers should know that this team can start lighting it up.
The other thing about Potts, he has to watch getting that charge inside the Dolan.
That's what Potts can do for you. If he's able to kind of, that's 30 points now for Dolan. If he's able to harness that right there and what he's capable of using that dribble, being able to dish it off and create opportunity for his teammates, and he does that sometimes during the game.
Blocker left his feet, which left him a little vulnerable, and Clearview hits it out of bounds, but Heights now in trouble. 1:59 left, down by 7. Massaquoi, that's 2, that's forced, and he's fouled that time by Harbaugh.
We're not knocking Potts. We're just saying a terrific player that can become a great player at the high school level. I mean, he can be a real factor. If Potts pans out, the Pioneers will be pretty good. Potts pans out, Mark.
Potts pans out. I like that. 19 points, as you see there, from Massaquoi. Only 3 in this quarter. Had the big 3rd quarter where he had 8 points, 2 3-pointers. Just 5th free throw. Heights within 6 at 1:57. Massaquoi with another.
Wait, you got Dylan Bowman coming back next year, who early on was lighting up the rim.
Yeah. Massaquoi, by the way, dropped 41 on Paulsboro earlier this year. And he hits the second.
You can believe that, too. I mean, Massaquoi going to come out now on the defensive end. They're going to try to get offense for defense now and keep him out so he doesn't pick up that 5th foul.
Yeah, it's a good job by Coach McLean. That ball's thrown out. It'll be Heights ball, and Massaquoi will come right back in the game. So hold on, everybody.
Well, Harbaugh played a little quarterback in his day, and that's on Gravenese, a football player, trying to find Harbaugh, the receiver.
18th turnover for Clearview. Haddon Heights has 20. So both teams have had trouble taking care of the ball, but part of that has been some pressured defense. Blocker had the open shot. He's tripped.
That's Potts. That's it.
And that's Potts' 5th.
One white. Fouled out, 7 points.
That is a major, major.
Shea Branch is now going to have to come into the game in place of Potts. What a terrific game for him. And Wilbert was right. He said to us, you'll wait to see Potts play. You're going to be pretty impressed with him, and we were. 5'8", junior guard, going to come back next season.
Had just 7 points, but that doesn't really tell the whole story. The defensive pressure, the steals that he's had. Here it is again.
Going to get
Shawn.
him with a knee. Just sticks that knee out.
Yep, that's
Trips up blocker. Yeah, that's a good call. But he's going to get into foul trouble, Mark, because of the aggressive style. And I think Wilbert, you're okay with that. Because of the way he plays and the amount of steals that he gets, he's going to put himself in foul trouble and play that way throughout the game, and you don't mind it. It's the way he plays at 100% at all times.
Blocker just 2 of 4 from the foul line.
Heights, 2-5-2.
Haddon Heights, 11 for 25 from the free throw line.
Wow. That says it right there. That's a tough stat. And still the Garnets now within 4 points with 1:50 left. Branch will be handling the point guard duties here. He'll be facing a lot of pressure from Heights as Palmer's in the game. We know what kind of defensive heat that Palmer can put up. 145 and counting. Dolan inside. Paul's deflects it away. It's Haddon Heights ball.
Nice defense by Pauls that time. Doesn't reach over, just pokes the ball away. Gives Haddon Heights a chance. They'll be looking, trying to set something up to the outside.
Remember, Massaquoi's on the bench. Selby couldn't quite handle it. Blocker for 3. That's off. And Tolliver that time went high over Gravenese and kept the ball alive for Haddon Heights, and Massaquoi comes back in the game. Here it is, Shawn.
Tolliver can jump, but is this over the back? I think it's a good call. He might have got a little bit over the back at the end of that play,
But what it allowed was it allowed Massaquoi to come back in the game. Massaquoi for 3. No. Tolliver rebound. Selby for 3. No. Gravenese rebound.
went up strong for that. Taken away by Massaquoi.
Massaquoi stole, misses. This has been an unbelievable game. And a jump ball that time.
Going to go to Haddon Heights.
And the possession hour is pointing Haddon Heights.
Yeah, and right now Wilbert's saying
Clearview.
and Wilbert's right. They just called a jump ball at the other end. So now Wilbert gets it here, and he's right. Clearview ball. Remember, Dolan can handle the ball.
Dolan, who has 30 points, is doing it all, and now he's handling it. Heights by 4. And, you know, I think they're leaving Massaquoi in. They're saying, we don't know if we can get him back in on offense.
Yeah,
he's got
another
the
51
fouls.
seconds. Yeah, you keep him out there right now. 63-59.
Bowman. Blocker that time hit it, but it's still going to be Clearview ball. So it'll be Gravenese on the inbound. Gravenese going up for 2, and Clearview by 6.
Nice job. Nice job by Dolan to find Gravenese.
32 seconds left. Heights has to put it up quickly. Massaquoi going in on the floater that time. Tips it and misses.
Oh, what a terrific job by Branch going up and knocking it off of Tolliver. while he's in there. Good heads-up play on both ends. You get Dolan on one end, getting heads up, getting the ball back to Gravenese for the easy two, and then Branch subbing for Potts.
Actually, Tolliver tried to foul him earlier. It wasn't called, and then he gets him that time for sure.
Foul number 15, A.J. Tolliver.
So how about Clearview with Coates and Potts fouling out?
0 for 1, 2 points.
And now Branch on the line.
Lindenwald beat Clayton, excuse me, to bring it to 4-3. Tri-County Conference with 4 wins, 3 for the Colonial.
How about Branch? The floor game he's played off the bench, just 4 points, but has given a great effort. Massaquoi for 3.
That's good.
And Heights
Look
a
for
full
him.
timeout.
If he wins this, the Tri-County go 5-3.
24 points for Massaquoi right now.
Yeah, 4 of 6 from beyond the 3-point arc.
There you see a 5-point lead with 13 seconds left.
Really, I believe the difference in this game, Mark, has been Dolan on the inside, and the ability or the inability, really, for Haddon Heights to make free throws. You look at what they did from the free throw line: 12 of 26. I mean, even if they're 17 of 26, this game is tied, and that's still
right.
not a terrific free throw
Right.
percentage.
That's a good point, Shawn. Heights certainly hurt itself on the foul line. There's Harbaugh looking to get up. Pauls didn't look. Pauls didn't turn around, but it's still a turnover on Clearview.
Right, and right now Warburt's telling Harbaugh, we don't need a score. Hold the ball. With 8 seconds remaining and you're up by 5, well, Warbert just says, he says, you look for him to score. Well, you don't need a score with 8 seconds left.
20 turnovers on each team. So this game maybe doesn't have a lot of style points, but it's been up and down, and a lot of different lead changes. Here's Massaquoi for 3. He misses. Bowman on the rebound, and that'll do it. That'll do it. As time runs out, and the Clearview Pioneers even their record to 10-10 with a 67-62 win over Haddon Heights. We'll be back for the post game right after this timeout. And welcome back to the post-game show. Clearview, a 67-62 winner over Haddon Heights with winning coach Jim Wolbert. Coach, I think the real difference in the game was when Heights came out strong in the third quarter, you started picking up the defensive intensity. I think that got you back into things.
Yeah, I agree with you. We went in with a 7-point lead at halftime, and we came out first 2 or 3 possessions. We turned it over. They scored. They hit a 3, and before you know it, it was a tie game. And then I believe they got the lead actually up to 10, and we had to do something to change the momentum. And the reason why we didn't go to it earlier, we were in some foul trouble. And, but the kids responded really well. We picked it up when we had to, and it was a nice win for us.
How about the job Pat Dolan did with the 30 points? They just couldn't stop him down low.
And, the thing about that was, I'm sure when I go back and look at the tape, I don't think he got a touch in the third quarter on the block. And, of course, we addressed that at halftime to get it to him because we felt they were going to have a really hard time stopping him. And then we did it in the fourth, and you see the results of it. So, it's been a tough season for Pat as a senior. He lost his one of his co-players with Sakula out, and him and Steve just fed off of each other. And I really think he misses him a little bit this year on the floor, and he's been a great senior and a captain for us. I'm really happy for him.
Coach, you're now at 10-10. You wanted to get in the tournament, but you didn't. But the team has continued to play hard, and obviously having a winning record, a 500 record, still means a lot to this program.
Oh, without a doubt. When you got a lot of kids coming back, and you're trying to instill to get some of the younger kids some minutes, and without taking it away from your seniors, I said earlier when we were talking, it was a great week of practice. A lot of energy in the gym. We set some goals for ourselves. We reevaluated the rest of the season and said, you know, what's better last year's record? Let's try to finish at 500. And they're stepping up. I think this is our third win in a row. And Haddon Heights is a nice team. They're a very nice team, very athletic.
Coach, one last thing. Even though Dolan and Harbaugh, you lose some tough veterans, you got some nice young players. You got your point guard Potts back. This is going to be a pretty formidable team, it looks like, next year.
I think so. Yeah. I think that they'll work real hard in the offseason. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, and but we have some guys that I think can step in and fill those roles. And we're going to challenge them in the offseason to do it.
Coach, thanks again. Thanks. Jim Wilbert, and now we'll go to Shawn Leary, who's there with Pat Dolan, who scored 30 points today.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people came out to see Kai Massaquoi for Haddon Heights in this game, one of the top scorers in South Jersey. But, Pat, you had quite a show. 30 points. I think you were 10 and 12 from the field, almost perfect from the line. I mean, what a terrific night for you. Did you feel like you could be dominant inside? Haddon Heights doesn't have that much presence inside.
Yeah, well, they aren't that big of a team, and you just have to take the advantages you get when you're in a game. And this team was short, so we just had to pound it in the inside. When we take taller teams, we got to shoot it outside, but this is one of the inside games.
Now that you're out of the playoffs right now, not a whole lot to shoot for, how do you guys keep your composure and keep your focus, and what is now the goal for this team and for yourself?
Well, we want to beat the school record for victories, and we're just a hard-working team, We don't have all that much skill. We're not that really deep, but it's just effort and heart that gets us through the season. So we just want to play it out hard and be respectable at the end.
You have some decent teammates, and they're a young team. You're going to see some guys coming back that are going to do some good things. What do you think the future is for the Pioneers for right now? You see guys like Potts coming back next year and Bowman.
I think they're going to be a lot better off next year because, we had a rough start at the beginning of the season because there was just so many injuries, including Sakula. But seeing if they come off to a healthy start next season, they're going to be way on top of the conference, I think.
Well, I'm sure they're going to miss your presence on the inside. Congratulations to you. And best of luck at possibly Georgia Tech, where you may be doing some engineering. I know you're a big guy, but you got a lot upstairs as well if you're going to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I'm not looking for anything athletic there. It's just all school-related.
Well, still, it's a nice school, and best of luck. Maybe we'll see you in the yellow jacket uniform. Maybe walk on the next Gary Brackett over here as he walk on. But what a terrific kid, and what a nice job that the Pioneers did today, Marc.
Absolutely. Clearview now 10 and 10 on the season. Haddon Heights 8 and 12. Dolan, we mentioned 30 points. Kai Massaquoi 24 for Haddon Heights. So for Shawn Leary, this is Marc Narducci saying thanks for watching. That final score once more: Clearview 67 and Haddon Heights 62. Have a good evening, everybody.